It is time for another daily edition of Litter Media Live. I'm Dan Ramey with Aaron Glandon. Mr. Hand 2 is filling in for Mike Smith today. So thank you for joining us here today on this edition of Litter Media Live. We have something special coming up for you today. Had a visit yesterday out at VA Memorial Stadium, and so we'll share some of what the new turf looks like and a talk with Brian Wickline coming your way here in just a moment. Earlier today, we had a special edition of Litter Media Live as we visited with representatives from the Pickaway County educational side of things, getting ready for their autism event. It's an autism summit in Pickaway County.
Yeah.
And that will be April 5th. We'll have details on that for you on tomorrow's program.
But it's on our YouTube right now.
Yeah, if you want to jump in and see it, it's on YouTube. So
and
go ahead
Spotify.
take a look at it there, and you can listen to it on Spotify. Is it up on Litter Media Radio yet?
Yeah, it's in there.
Okay, so it'll be playing in a rotation of interviews that we have on Litter Media Radio as well. Going to start the show off today with a look at our forecast, and it doesn't look too bad today. Hopefully you heard the tornado sirens. That was merely a test for today, a statewide test at 9:50 this morning. We do have windy conditions, however, on this Wednesday, and temperatures will reach near 71 degrees. Rain is expected at some point in time tomorrow. We'll have temperatures around 60 degrees. And Friday, a little more sunshine will return for the mid-morning hours. And I think we're going to be probably again in the mid-40s to low 50s for Friday to start our weekend. So we're at, it's March, and that's that time where you're going to have a nice day like we had yesterday. Then you'll have a day that's not so nice and might be a little disappointing with maybe some rain.
Maybe.
And
but it's good for the crops.
Well, if you're trying to fly a kite, it doesn't work out all that well.
That's true.
You know, it's one thing I never learned when Ben Franklin supposedly flew his kite with the little key on it, discovered electricity.
Mm-hmm.
Was there rain at that time, or was it just a lightning storm? Because if it was raining, how did the kite stay afloat? And with what material did he use? If it was parchment paper, it'd be right down.
He used an old windbreaker to make it.
Is that right?
Sure.
According to what you learned in history at Indiana Wesleyan University.
No, I just made that up.
You just made it up. Okay. Glad you came clean with that. But I've never studied that. I've never looked to see what kind of material he used for his kite.
I don't know. We should ask Dr. Mark Smith.
We should. And maybe he'll make something up.
Maybe.
I think they call that revisionist history.
Yeah. He taught the only 2 history classes I took at Indiana Wesleyan.
Is that right?
Yes.
Was one of them American history?
No.
Or just about American baseball?
There was history of baseball, and there was world civilizations.
Ah, okay. Which
kind of like ancient history.
Have benefited from electricity, not so much flying kites, I would think.
No, probably not.
So, enough of that. Coming up in a moment to look at what's making news for us today, as well as sports, and the NCAA basketball tournament is almost here. It's kind of there with the play-in games, but the field of 64 is almost here. Details all just ahead. But first, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. They rely on electricity to make sure that your heater's running, your cooling is running, or your plumbing. You need to have that going too. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com. It will take you right to their website, accuratehvac.com, where you can learn more about their territory that they serve. They have 8 different offices, all scattered across southern Ohio, and the services they provide as well. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit DixieChopper.com. Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Haynes Total Health Care Center. They've been serving chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutritional needs for many folks across. I mean, we're talking 50,000 patients a year, and they do it for those who are pediatrics all the way up to geriatrics as well. They're located at One Health Drive here in Chillicothe. If you'd like to learn more about them, click on this ad at littermedia.com. It takes you to their website, which is hayneshealth.com. And while you're at littermedia.com, you'll be able to find all of our social media contact information in the upper right-hand corner. All the extras that we do, it's all located in one spot in the upper right-hand corner of littermedia.com. If you've visited the Chillicothe VA anytime over the past 6 weeks, you've noticed the outfield wall to VA Memorial Stadium is down, and workers have been laying new field turf. Well, I visited with Paints President Brian Wickline yesterday, and the playing surface was well beyond its 10-year lifespan. After hosting more than 250 games per year for 19 years, it was well overdue for replacement.
I was told there were rumors that the paints were gone after that wall was down, but
Is that right?
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, you know how that stuff goes. But yeah, we had to. People ask why. We did have some questions on why that happened and why the wall had to come down. 19 years ago was when we had the first turf laid down. Marty Dunn's Chillicothe Cavaliers was the first team, the high school team to play on it. The wall was original, so when we put that down in '06, the wall, it went up to the wall. Well, the last 19 years, some of the earth has moved it and moved it and moved it closer and closer, and there were places where the wall was over top of the turf. So we couldn't tear out the turf until we had to tear out the wall. So that's why that happened that way. So there's going to be a wall put back up. That's our advertising. I mean, that's how we make it, is our sponsors. And so that wall's going back up, plywood and going back up the way it was.
Now, the Paints have hosted 2 high school scrimmages already this week, and their annual FNB Classic featuring high school teams beginning March 28th through the first week of April. That's all just ahead. And the home opener for the Chillicothe Paints is Thursday, May 29th. You can see this interview in its entirety on our YouTube channel as well as our social media links.
There we go. Very exciting stuff. Ohio History Connections Ohio Historical Markers Program is accepting applications through May the 1st to honor individuals who have shaped our state and nation as part of America's 250th birthday celebration in 2026. Ohio Historical Markers identify, commemorate, and honor important people, places, things, or events that have contributed to the rich history of our state. More than 1,700 markers have been placed since 1957. This spring, Litter Media, Mike and I, will begin a series that will highlight some of the area's existing Ohio historical markers and their backstory.
You are not going to go to Port Clinton or anything like that, or Ashtabula for this, but we're talking about some of those that are a little closer to home.
Yeah. Not Sandusky.
So don't plan on a road trip, okay?
We should go to the prison where Shawshank Redemption was filmed.
That's within a day's drive. Yeah, we could probably make that happen. But
I think we should do that.
Don't make it a habit. This Thursday at noon, if you want to head up to Pickaway County, there is the Pickaway County Park District hosting a walk with the health department at the Park District office. That's up in South Bloomfield. You can take a walk around the park's headquarters while learning about Pickaway health resources. No registration is required. Again, if you're unfamiliar with where the Pickaway County Park's headquarters are, it's the former Cooks Creek Golf Course there off of 23. Again, the walk begins at noon this Thursday and that's tomorrow at the park office in South Bloomfield.
The entertainment schedule for the Williamsport Dam Days has been announced. Matt Van Fossen and Lee Grant will be joined by Julia Neville. Shows are 5:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. on May the 31st.
I had never heard of the Great Council State Park, but I guess this is a new thing, and it's being honored by Midwest Living as a part of 2025's Best of the Midwest Travel Awards. The awards are selected by the publication's editors and recognizes 25 of the most significant openings and revitalizations of the past year. Great Council State Park is being recognized in the outdoors category of the list. The park opened last June, which is probably why I wasn't familiar with it, and is located on U.S. Route 68 near Xenia.
Look at that beautiful building, though.
That is really nice. Yeah.
Really nice.
I haven't been out to Deer Creek since they have revitalized that either. And I haven't been to Shawnee State for a while to see that lodge. I think they've renovated it since I've been down there. So I've got some traveling to do of my own as well. Our road report for today has work that's begun on State Route 327 between Route 32 and Wellston Industrial Park Road. It will occur daily for this construction. 327 will be closed for the duration of the project, and traffic will be detoured via Wellston Industrial Park Road to Fairgreens Road. So if you're traveling that part of Ohio, no estimation completion date has yet been determined. So keep that in mind as well. Coming up, a lot of basketball to share with you in the way of sports. Details coming up momentarily. But first, let's tell you about Scioto Valley Dumpsters. The number to call is 740-253-8389. And when you click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, it will take you to their Facebook page where they keep you up to date with everything they're doing. And when I say everything that they're doing, it's more than providing you with a dumpster. They even do demolition work in some instances. They might even clean up for you. So you want to find out more, call them at 740-253-8389 for Scioto Valley Dumpsters, residential or business. They can get you covered.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our Kingston National Bank mobility app today.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
Pain was interfering with Tiffany's active lifestyle. Same-day hip replacement at the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute got her back to the community she calls home. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
And now, this announcement. Hometown Motors Incorporated has its spring sales event going on right now. I stopped down yesterday just to see how the supplies is going. Stuff is going out the door, and they're assembling tractors even as we speak. Wow. It's incredible. Hometown Motors Incorporated, while supplies last, you can get new riding tractors starting at $1699.99, starting at $3399.99, new zero-turn mowers. You'll find new walk-behinds starting at just $399.99, new chainsaws starting at $279.99, new blowers starting at $199.99, and new trimmers starting at $229.99. Top brands across the board like Skag, talking about Troy Built, talking about Husqvarna. That's just three of the 30-plus brands they have.
It's the good stuff.
Hometown Motors Incorporated. Hurry in to get the best selection. Prices like this, they won't last long. Hometown Motors is your store for the outdoors. 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe. Time to start off with the NBA and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yes.
They've lost 2 games in a row. 132 to 119 must have been the flight out to the West. They battled with the LA Clippers last night. And so they've lost 12 games on the season now. Let them know. And we did. Can't remember who they play next, but they are in action this week as they are out on the West Coast, probably playing somebody like Golden State or something like that.
So when they play 2 West Coast teams in a row, do they practice out there? Do they stay out there for the week?
Yeah, because flying all the way back to Cleveland is crazy.
I gotcha.
Yeah, that's pretty standard procedure when you have an East Coast team playing a West Coast team.
Right.
That's why they schedule it that way, so that you can play like 4 games straight.
Gotcha.
Against while you're in the territory. It's more economical, I'm sure. NCAA play-in games started last night in Dayton and had Alabama State beating St. Francis 70-68. San Diego State was no match for North Carolina. What we're seeing here is for the next story, which is the NIT basketball tournament. So why don't I just jump to that? Kent State opened NIT tournament play last night, 75-56 over St. Bonaventure. They'll face Stanford now, an 87-70 winner over Cal State Northridge. The Dayton Flyers will open NIT play against Florida Atlantic tonight in their opening round. We have nothing for the NCAA basketball tournament?
No.
Nothing. Okay. So let me tell you what we have here. The play-in games began. St. Francis fell to Alabama State 70-68 in a nail-biter. The other game, not so much a nail-biter, a 95-68 win for North Carolina in their win over who'd they play last night. That doesn't matter because that team is out now.
No.
It will be Alabama State facing number 1 seed Auburn, and the Tar Heels will play Ole Miss. And again, tonight's play-in games at Dayton will feature American University taking on Mount St. Mary's, and Xavier battles with Texas. And the field of 64 will be set after those games tonight.
San Diego State.
San Diego State, that's who it was that lost to North Carolina.
Right there in front of you.
It
you
is.
wrote that.
Well, yeah, but I was ad-libbing in some respects. I was thrown off by not having a graphic. I thought we had a graphic for that.
Nope.
The official first day for high school sports is coming up soon. Saturday, softball for the girls. Of course, they're playing scrimmages now. And baseball for the boys, that's taking place this Saturday. Boys tennis starts on March 28th. Track and field, March 29th. The Chillicothe Fairweather Relays is usually the first one that you'll find around here. And boys volleyball begins March 31st. The Dodgers are off to a 2-0 start as they beat the Cubs in Japan this morning, 6-3. The Cubs, this is the good news for Reds fans, the Cubs are now 2 games back in the NL Central. The regular season for the rest of Major League Baseball begins a week from tomorrow. So they've played their games in Tokyo, and now they'll come back, finish up their spring training schedule, and start with everybody else next week. That's a look at sports. On the way, this date in history, and we're looking at 1931. I haven't even read through it yet, so I don't know what it's about.
I saw the headline.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
You're really taking a gamble.
I am. You'll be surprised as much as I'm surprised.
First, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane. 92 years of serving propane users in southern and central Ohio. Reliable supply, reliable service, reliable people.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old. Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
And while we learn with all the stories we share with you, this is our true educational moment. The year 1931. This date in history. In an attempt to lift the state out of the hard times of the Great Depression, the Nevada state legislature votes to legalize gambling. They legalized some other things out there too. At the beginning of the Depression, Nevada's mines were in decline and its economy was in shambles. In March of 1931, Nevada's state legislature responded to population flight by taking the drastic measure of legalizing gambling. And later in the year, divorce. Today, state gambling taxes account for the lion's share of Nevada's overall tax revenues. It doesn't say anything there about when they legalized certain recreational drugs or recreational activities involving something that starts with a PRO. And I'm not talking pro sports.
Have you ever been to Las Vegas?
I have not. I've thought about going. It's kind of like on a bucket list thing because I want to go see at some point in time the Grand Canyon, and I know it's relatively close. Like to see Hoover Dam.
Hoover Dam is like half an hour away from it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I got a buddy who works. Well, I got a classmate a couple of classmates. I've got a couple of classmates who live in Phoenix, and also a buddy of mine is on radio out there that I used to work with in Columbus. And I've got reasons to go to Arizona and to Nevada, but just never have made it happen yet.
My sister and her husband, they love Vegas.
Yeah.
They don't have any kids, so they just vacation. And they go on cruises, and they go to Las Vegas, and they love it. They're big Golden Knights fans, which is why they were at the game the other night.
Gotcha. My brother and his wife went to Las Vegas, I think it was 2 years ago, and because he had gone to the Hoover Dam and had shared some pictures with me and everything. My sister, however, you would think it's her second place that she lives.
Yeah.
If she's not going to the casinos in Gatlinburg and down to the Cherokee Reservation there in Tennessee, she's in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So some people just love to play the slots and all that jazz. I'm not one of those folks.
I've been to Vegas once. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
It was January when I was there, and it was packed. I mean, I would walk on the sidewalk, and it's shoulder to shoulder. Everybody.
Is that right?
It's ridiculous.
It was kind of like being in the French Quarter down during Mardi Gras or something.
Well, I wouldn't know about that. I've never been there.
I've not been to New Orleans either. There's a lot of places I haven't been. But as a kid, we traveled a lot in America. Dad, of course, for those of you who know my long history, Dad worked for what was Tag Camper Sales. So we would go to Indiana, New York, and wherever they make these campers, and we bring them back. So my first time to New York was to go get a camper in Conestoga, New York. So, but we made a trip out west one year. We went as far as Wyoming. Dad wanted to see the Pioneer Days Rodeo, which was fantastic. And as a 12-year-old kid, I was in hog heaven watching cowboys and Indians do their stuff, and that was pretty cool. Then we came back through the states beneath those that we went out in. So we went through Iowa and that portion on Route 70, and we came back 80, I think, which brought us through Kansas and Nebraska and everything. So, and then we would make trips to Florida, always with a camper. But I've never been to like Maine. Haven't been up in the New England states.
I haven't been over there.
I've been in New York a couple of times, but and some people like to travel all the time. I would say the most traveled or visited state I've been to has been Florida, probably. Yeah, that'd be my guess.
It's probably Indiana. I've driven to Indiana a bunch of times.
Yeah, you haven't found love in Indiana.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. And you're getting married this August or next August?
This August.
This August.
In Bellbrook.
In Bellbrook. We got to go all the way to Bellbrook for this wedding?
Yes, you do.
What?
And you have to buy a gift.
Well, we may as well take along a camera and see if we can do a historic marker segment while we're there.
Yeah.
What's ever happened to Bellbrook?
I don't know.
Outside of a wedding. I have to bone up on some of my Ohio history to figure that out, I guess. All right, that's a look at the show for today. We are back at it again tomorrow with another edition of Litter Media Live. That will be at 11 o'clock here on YouTube, on Litter Media Radio, and on our Facebook page. Thanks for watching this edition of Litter